Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6 o'clock. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 on your dial and WCPC Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host, and I'm in the studio this morning with the chairman of the board, Pete Coles. Good morning, Pete.
You're back.
I am back. We are live. This is in person, not a best of this week. We are here. I've got my boot on my foot. I had some foot surgery, so I was out for a few weeks. but I'm hobbling around quite well on my boot.
This is the first time I've been up this early in a month.
Yeah, I know. It feels
Because
weird.
now with Bobby G having a foot issue too.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
He's
I didn't
got some kind of weird degenerative thing in one of his feet where his bones are. He needs to be in a boot.
Yep.
So he's like, and it's his driving foot. So he hasn't been driving.
I'm lucky. It's not my driving foot.
Right.
That's going to be the next one, but I had this one done first.
Yeah, so he's he can't drive, so his buddy Rich has been coming over, and they've been taping.
Okay.
Like on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to be up early.
I know. It was like, weird.
I went to bed late last night. I think I'm worried because I'm bringing back the Countdown show tonight.
Oh, you are?
Yes, we're doing 1985.
Okay. So who's doing it with you? Who's we?
Well, mostly me. I think Kenny's going to be here for a little while.
Okay.
Christy's going to be here for a little while.
Yeah, fun.
I think Rich and Alec, the guys from Scouting US or Scouting Mass, are coming over for a little while. Okay. I kind of threw it out to Facebook.
Yeah.
If you know me, message me and I'll tell you where we are. So
fun. So you'll be right here in the studio, though.
Yeah. For those some of those of my friends that want to pop in and don't know where we are, I can tell them.
Fun.
But what's nice is now with automation, I was able to pre-program the entire list and put in the automation system.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
So I can still play it. I still play every song manually.
Yep.
But I don't have to worry about finding them, loading them.
Oh, gotcha.
It takes a lot of the brain drain out of it.
Yeah.
And then apparently with AI, Kenny and I were playing around with AI. I have
it can be a beautiful thing, right?
like summaries of every song and what they did in the charts.
Oh, that's
and like
nice.
a fun fact.
See,
so
I like all that. Yeah, I love all that. I love
it. It saved me hours of research.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Sure.
I was like,
yeah.
You know what? I told Kenny. Kenny was here yesterday doing some. I have them in here cleaning because it's just the kids have kind of destroyed
And you know
the
what?
place.
Every time Kenny's been in, I always know. I came in this morning. I went, ooh, looking good.
Yeah. Well,
Very
the kids did a hockey game. We had to throw a control room together because the truck didn't have plates yet.
Oh, okay.
That whole saga.
Yeah.
I got plates like the week before Christmas.
Okay, so the plates are on now, right? I didn't notice. Okay.
Yes, I got to start that later on today.
Yeah.
But so now we could do games and stuff like that. I got to do an inauguration with it, so I got to figure out how to set that up.
That's right, inauguration.
It's just so many things going on. I was going to try to take Friday off, but now coach is like, oh, I can only do Friday to tape the show, and we have to set up, and Brady's been sick. It's just like, give me a break. Like,
I know, it's everything.
I'm going to be here till midnight, so I think I'm going to go home after the shows this morning and take an hour or two nap.
Yeah, for sure.
Power nap and come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't sleep at
what
all.
time you started? Well, you know what my problem was? Again, I'm on this completely whack-out schedule because my surgery was December 5th, so I took off, which is a Friday. So I was off, obviously, that day, that weekend, and the whole next week. So then my schedule was all wacko because, I was taking some mild stuff for pain. I didn't have, that wasn't too bad.
Yep.
Then I came back the following week, but then it was Christmas week, so I have days off. You're coming in, and everything takes me forever now to get ready. Like I had no idea how long it was going to take me to get ready this morning because I'm trying to get. I try to get ready.
Working around the boot, right?
Right. I'm working around the boot, and I'm trying to get ready quietly. So as long as I have the boot on, I'm weight bearing. But without the boot, I'm on the scooter or my, rollator walker or whatever. And the boot is noisy to put on with all the Velcro. So I had that downstairs. So now I'm hobbling around the bathroom with my walker, trying to get ready quietly so I don't wake up Gary. It was hilarious. And I went to bed at like 9:30, which was, I mean, usually I'm like a midnight person. So
yeah, well, I'm not, and I was up late last night because Christy was out with Rick Barry's girlfriend. They go down to do line dancing.
They do line dancing, right? Yeah,
on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So it's like they were late, and then I didn't go to bed till late, and I was like, I'm just tired.
Well, my problem is I went to bed at 9:30, which my body was like, what the heck is going on here? You taking a little nap or what? Mm-hmm. So I woke up at 1:30, had to go to the bathroom. That was fine. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's probably close to 4 o'clock.
Nope.
But it wasn't. And so then I couldn't fall back asleep, Pete. I was like wide awake because I had 4 hours of sleep. So I'm going, oh, are you kidding me? So somewhere along the line, I dozed off and had a very bizarre dream, which you were in, by the way. But it was just like it was just weird. It wasn't good, bad, or it was just like a very strange dream.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, I know I dozed off, but I'm sure this is going to hit me at usually my thing is about 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm going to be at my desk going, oh my
I'm going to force myself to go take a nap.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the time and it was like, it's going to be an 18-hour day. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, no. You don't need to do that.
No.
That's crazy. Yeah, no. Take a nap after this. But it's going to be a good show. I'm excited. I thought to myself, well, Pete has 11 years worth of things to choose from for his best of shows. So, I plenty to choose from. So thank you for doing that. You had some good ones on. I tuned in I was like, okay, which one did he choose? But we're back, and it's New Year's.
I was trying to be selective about it.
Well, and yes, I know, and I know that. Like there was one I think where he had both Akinyele and Jen on the same day, which is that's always a winner in my book. When you have two really competent guests on. New Year's Eve, Pete, the end of 2025.
I know, scary, isn't it?
It's really hard to believe. It's just hard to believe that we're packing up another year, and that one's in the books.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So now what time does the countdown start? What time will you be here?
I'm going to start around 1:00, but
wow.
I'm going to start early because I want to throw in some 75 stuff because there was some great stuff in 1975 too. And that turns 50 this year.
Yes, it does. I know that because I graduated from high school in 75 and had our 50th reunion. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, we're all getting old.
That is kind of happening.
You can't avoid this.
Yeah, no, that's kind of happening. It's, So.
But there was some great music in both of those years.
Yeah.
And so
85 is a fog to me. I'm trying to remember, what was I doing in 85? So, Gary, we were married. 85, I graduated. Was that the year I graduated from my grad program, I think?
That's like the height of Miami Vice.
Yes.
MTV was really in full swing.
Yes, yeah.
So there's all those great videos, and it's just looking at some of the, all over the place.
Yeah.
Julian Lennon had his two big hits.
Well, now I know why I like 85 is a fog, because that's the year I graduated from my graduate program at Springfield College. So I was booking it over there because I did a double. I did a master's and a certificate of advanced graduate study. Gary was working 1 million hours, and I had a teaching fellowship. So in order to put myself through Springfield College with those programs, I was teaching as well. So not a lot of time for listening to music because I'm like, what? Why am I fogging out? 75, graduated high school, know all the music from 75. 85, it's a bit foggier. So I'll have to tune in and listen and,
If you're bored, stop over.
Yeah. Bring the baby,
Sure.
We'll see. What the heck, right? Who doesn't want a 2-year-old running around a studio?
I don't mind.
She was a trip.
I had to come in here yesterday to do paperwork, and then I had to run the repair plate back out to Auburn. Mm-hmm. So the dog looked at me like, well,
Did you take the dog with you?
Not to Auburn, no.
Oh, okay. But
I took the dog here.
Why not?
Because he was bored.
It's so quiet. There was nobody around.
Right.
It's perfect.
Right. The custodians were here, and I think they have a basketball tournament going on.
Oh, okay.
It's like a coaches tournament over the holiday.
Yeah. They do. It's usually that's like the Coaches for Cancer tournament. They usually do. Yep. That's an annual.
So that was going on. I saw the cheerleaders practicing.
Okay.
Like the basketball team was practicing. Yeah. So there's been some activity, but not down here.
Yeah, not in our neck of the woods, down in the studio area.
No,
in the basement.
And it's been very quiet. So so I brought the dog in for a little bit while I did some paperwork because I felt like got to get him out a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
Mom was down at doing stuff at UConn because they had new hire orientation. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, so how was your Christmas? What did you guys end up doing?
Christmas Eve, I went to my brother's house, and my sister-in-law has her family in that day. They kind of do like a Polish Christmas thing.
Now, are they in Wilbraham, Pete?
Yes.
Yeah, they're in Wilbraham. Okay.
Yep. So we did that, and that's a big group of people.
Polish feast. That sounds yummy.
Right. And then Christmas morning, my wife's ex-husband, daughter stayed overnight Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So the four of us kind of had Christmas morning.
Nice.
And then I worked in Mount Holyoke, and she went to her dad's to make him dinner. So
that's right. I remember that was the plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
My son came over. It's become a tradition. My son, with his schedule, only time he can really see me is at work.
Yeah.
So he came over,
Nice.
and we had dinner. So
Nice. Yeah. Was it quiet at Mount? Like, who's at Mount Holyoke on Christmas Day?
There's about 80 international students.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Yeah. That's hard.
And I like that.
Yes.
The week before, we had a fire at Village Commons, but...
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
The manhole explosion and an electrical fire.
What the heck happened?
I'm not sure, but all I know is I was by myself and I had one officer, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
So crazy that the chief saw my message for help and came in and
wow.
helped me.
Yeah. Good. All right. So that was good. Well, we had Charlie with us on Christmas Eve into Christmas morning. And then she was at her dad's. Then Grace took her over to Isaac's, and she was at her dad's.
That's cool.
Yeah, it worked out really well. Grace had said to Isaac, I've had her Christmas Eve into Christmas morning for the first 2 years of her life. It's really your turn. And he said, you know what? His family doesn't all get together until Christmas afternoon. So he said,
so that works out better.
It works out really well. And we do, like, our big deal is Christmas brunch. It always has been, even growing up in my family. That was our big thing, was Christmas brunch. So, Isaac said, listen, you guys are big on Christmas brunch. Do your thing. And then bring her over when you're done. And he said, I'll put her down for a nap here so that when she wakes up, it's a house full of crazy people and cousins and aunts and uncles and all that good stuff.
Sure. So that works out perfectly.
Worked out great. He had her for the weekend. So we didn't even see her back until after daycare on Monday. So she had a nice Christmas. We really tried to space things out for her. So Gary and I gave her our Christmas presents the weekend before. We gave her musical instruments. So a couple of drums, we got a tambourine. She loves the maracas.
Are you
so
like a glutton for punishment?
I
something?
know, but you know what? She loves and on Isaac's side of the family, his father plays like 5 different instruments. So my hope is that she'll get some of that musical stuff from that side of the family. So yeah, we are kind of a glutton for punishment. Well, we were all having a ball. We put on the Raffi CDs and we were just drumming to them and using the maracas, the tambourine, and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. So it was nice. I think it was really smart to kind of space it out. Grace had her open a few things, a couple days before Christmas, some, holiday stories and things like that. So
that's cool.
All good. Yeah. All good. So, so that was that. All right. And so now we are heading into the new year. And so I can tell you, so December 31st, before we hit our first break, I'll give you the highlights of memorable events for December 31st. Okay. So I have a few of them. Brief. 1781, the first bank opens in the United States. It was called the Bank of North America. 1862, President Lincoln admits West Virginia to the Union, dividing Virginia into 2 states. 1879, Thomas Edison demonstrates incandescent lighting in public for the first time. 1904, here you go, here's a little New Year's Eve thing. So 1904, the first New Year's Eve party is held in Times Square. So 1904, 2004. So almost 125 years for that. 1907 was the first time the ball dropped in Times Square to bring in the new year. So that's been happening a long time. And then in 1946, on this day, President Truman proclaims the end of hostilities in Europe, which officially ended World War II. So those are your big memorable events for December 31st. All right, so we have to, start ringing in the new year a little bit. So we're going to start, because it's time for the first break. We're going to start with a song by Kate Rusby. Kate is she's Irish. And my sister-in-law brought me this wonderful CD about, 10 or 12 years ago that she got when she was in Ireland. And she's got a lovely voice. And the song is Here We Come A Wassailing. So, of course, I had to look up the definition of wassail, which is, it's an early English toast to someone's health. So it's, kind of all about the new year. So you are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC cable channel 15. So we are going to go a wassailing with Kate Rusby. We'll be back.
Here we come a wassailing among the leaves of green. Here we come a wandering so fairly to be seen. Here we come a wandering so fairly to be seen. Love and joy come to you and to you I will sail to. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year. We are not daily beggars that beg from door to door, but we're the neighbours' children that you've seen before. We're the neighbours' children that you've seen before. Love and joy come to you, and to you I will sail to. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year. I have a little purse, it's made of leather skin. I need a silver sixpence to line it well within. I need a silver sixpence to line it well within. Love and joy come to you, and to you I will sail to. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year. Of the house and then the mistress too, and all the little children that round the table grew. All the little children that round this table grew. Love and joy come to you, and to you I will sail to. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year. And here we come a wassailing among the leaves of green, and here we come a wandering so fairly to be seen. Here we come a wandering so fairly to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you I will sail to. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year. God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year.
Support for community programming provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM, WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM, WSFD-LP, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:19. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. We are live and in studio on this New Year's Eve, and I'm joined first hour by Pete Coles, our producer. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
Kathy Millis, who is the treasurer and clerk of the Friends of the Westfield Senior Center, will be joining us second hour to talk about some of what's going on with the Friends Group. And there has been a lot going on with the Friends Group over the last couple of months at the Senior Center. So Kathy will fill us in, and so we'll be looking forward to that. She'll join us second hour at about 7 o'clock. So there are some people that had birthdays today, that have birthdays today or had birthdays today. One of them, I totally forgot, and I'm going to have to email or text him, is my nephew, was actually born on New Year's Eve. Gary's sister Janet has two children. Her oldest was born on New Year's Eve, and her second one was born on 4th of July. That's kind of unusual to have
that's
two children both having, kind of those specialized holiday-ish birthdays. She said if she were going to have a third, but she didn't. She would have wanted it, on St. Patrick's Day, after all. They're very Irish. A Gorman married a Finnegan. You can't get much more Irish than that. All right, but it is also the birthday of the late John Denver. And I was a huge John Denver fan, so he's the one and only birthday I'm going to talk about today. Folk music singer and songwriter. He was born on this day in 1943 in Roswell, New Mexico. He died October 12, 1997, at the young age of 53. He was not born John Denver. His real name was Henry John Deutschendorf. Yeah, Deutschendorf Jr. A college dropout in 1965 after traveling to New York City and successfully auditioning for the Chad Mitchell Trio, he began performing with the group until 1968. Meanwhile, the folk group Peter, Paul, and Mary, we all remember them, recorded a song that Denver had written, which was Leaving on a Jet Plane. He sang that, but they sang it. He wrote that, and that success gave him a higher profile in the music industry. So that was kind of his breakout, writing that song. Again, he didn't perform that one immediately. That was Peter, Paul, and Mary, and they were already successful. So record executives had already convinced him to change his last name to Denver, partly in honor of the city and surrounding Rocky Mountains that he treasured, and partly due to his clean living image. With his wholesome good looks and down-to-earth appeal, John Denver was considered the golden boy of folk music. Soon he was playing to sold-out crowds in stadiums across the country. His hits included Take Me Home Country Roads, Rocky Mountain High, Back Home Again, Annie's Song to his first wife, and Thank God I'm a Country Boy. As a renowned environmentalist and humanitarian, John Denver's membership in many organizations included the National Space Institute, the Cousteau Society, Friends of the Earth, Save the Children Foundation, and the European Space Agency. So a space enthusiast, just like yourself, Pete. In 1976, John Denver co-founded the WinStar Foundation, which was a nonprofit wildlife preservation agency. In addition to founding the World Hunger Project in 1977, he was personally appointed by then-President Jimmy Carter to the Commission on World and Domestic Hunger. In 1987, President Ronald Reagan presented Denver with the Presidential World Without Hunger Award. A longtime aviator, Denver died on October 12, 1997, when the plane that he was piloting went down over Monterey Bay, California, killing him instantly. We had a lot of singers that died in private plane accidents. John Denver being one, of course, Buddy Holly and that whole crew. So yeah. Anyway, happy birthday to the late and I consider the great John Denver. I had a college suite mate who was a huge John Denver fan, huge folk music fan. All right, so it is New Year's Eve. So we have to talk about that a little bit. December 31st, there are many reasons that this day is one of the biggest nights of the year. Not just because it's a time of big parties and celebrations all around the world, but New Year's Eve can be a significant turning point in your life. It's a time to reflect on the past year and all of the lessons that you've learned. It can be a time to decide to start making better choices. If you've had a rough year, New Year's Eve offers a feeling of relief. Some people are like, oh, thank God. And for sure, there are people that are like, okay, that's done, in the books. And you can be kind of thankful that the year is over and now we kind of turn over a new slate. So New Year's is also a time to forgive past mistakes and form new habits. Many people make New Year's resolutions, although only about 8% of people actually accomplish them. Instead of making resolutions that you're not going to keep anyway, it's better to set 3 or 4 achievable goals. Breaking down goals into action steps and reviewing your progress daily really helps to keep them. And it's also a good idea to find a friend or a mentor who can hold you accountable. And I know Jen DeFune has talked about that several times, Jen is a licensed nutritionist and registered dietitian. She does our Food for Thought segment monthly, and she's talked about especially from a nutrition standpoint and a food standpoint, because, a lot of people, their New Year's resolution is, I'm going to lose weight. And Jen talks about really making that a realistic, goal with some small action steps and just a slow and steady process. So kind of tied in with New Year's Eve, today is also National Make Up Your Mind Day. So when I looked that up, I was like, all right, what's that one all about? But it kind of does tie in with New Year's Eve, a little bit about the resolution. So here it is. Are you indecisive? Then Make Up Your Mind Day is the unofficial holiday you should choose to close out the year with. The day encourages people to take charge of their lives and make decisions that they can stand by and be proud of. Being decisive can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced, uncertainty-ridden world. People have more information and resources available to assist them in their decision-making process, but they have fewer controls over the outcomes and the consequences of their choices. Despite this, decisiveness is more and more being viewed as an important quality for people to have, both in their professional world as well as in their personal lives. Studies have shown that employees react favorably to decisive bosses, and employers and coworkers tend to view indecisive people as incompetent and a little on the weak side. There is good news for the chronic overanalyzer and the lifelong second guesser. Decisiveness may not come naturally to you, but you can easily learn how to make good decisions quickly and with little anguish. Experts suggest that to be decisive, one must first become comfortable with incomplete information and also with the idea of embracing a little bit of risk. So start with small, inconsequential decisions and work your way to life-altering major decisions. So don't underestimate gut feelings, but also don't just rely on your gut feeling. Listen to your heart as well as to your brain. Break down big decisions into smaller, more manageable mini decisions, and don't hesitate to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness to say, I'm not sure what to do in this situation, or I'm thinking about changing jobs, or I'm thinking about moving to a different location, or I'm thinking about buying a house. It's perfectly fine to throw that out there to people that you really trust. Your parents, your family, your siblings, your best friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. Not that you necessarily have to take their advice, but, oftentimes people will have some really good insight, especially if they've gone through something similar themselves. And especially if they've made a mistake themselves and said, geez, if I had to do it all over again, I would have good information to have.
So one thing you want for your kids is to give them, let them not make the same mistakes that you make.
Absolutely.
Let them make new mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, they're going to make mistakes. They need to make mistakes. We all learn from our mistakes. But figure out your own mistakes that you want to make. Don't make the same ones that I did.
Right.
Yep. So where should you start? The truth is that you and only you know the answer to that question. This last day of the year is the perfect day to take some time to think about your life thus far, how satisfied you are with it, what would you change, and most importantly, what decisions would you have to make and stick to in order for those changes to happen? Every big move in life is made up of a series of much smaller decisions, and you'll have to make each and every one of them to achieve your goal. Is your ambition to change your job to something more senior and respected? Make the decision to sign up for a foreign language class, or maybe some postgraduate studies, or an internet course, or whatever it is you need to gain the experience and qualifications that you're going to need to be a good candidate for the job that you want. Then, once you've acted on this decision and made it a reality, it will be time to make another, and so on down the line. So that's how you make up your mind. It's a process. And, it's interesting, though, there are people that, and I tend to analyze, but I'm also, I also will go, okay, now I'm finished doing my research. There's probably more that can be done, but there are only so many hours in a day. Time to make a decision. Some people really have a hard time with, they're willing to put in the time, they're willing to do the research, but then they keep wavering. Well, and sometimes it's not a big deal if you don't make a decision, and sometimes it can be a really big deal.
Yep.
You can miss out on some big opportunities. So, Make up your mind day. I like it. All right, it is 6:30. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 on your dial and WCPC Cable Channel 15. So we're bringing in the new year. Today is New Year's Eve, so we're going to listen to ABBA singing Happy New Year. We'll be back.
Champagne and the fireworks are through. Here we are, me and you, feeling lost and feeling blue. It's the end of the party and the morning seems so gray, so unlike yesterday. Now's the time for us to say Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have a vision now and then of a world where every neighbor is a friend. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have our homes, our will to try. If we don't, we might as well lay down and I see how the brave new world arrives, and I see how it thrives in the ashes of our lives. Oh yes, man is a fool, and he thinks he'll be okay, dragging on feet of clay, never knowing he's astray, keeps on going. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have a vision now and then of a world where every neighbor is a friend. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have our homes, our will to try. If we don't, we might as well lay down and seems to me now that the dreams we had before are all dead, nothing more than confetti on the floor. It's the end of a decade. In another 10 years' time, who can say what we'll find, what lies waiting down the line? In the end of 89. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have a vision now and then of a world where every neighbor is a friend. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have our homes, our will to try. If we don't, we might as well lay down and die. You and I.
Support for community radio provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:35. Indeed, you are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM and watching WCPC Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host, and I'm in the studio this morning with the chairman of the board and chief engineer, Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
And again,
we're going to be repeating Harry Rock, by the way.
I was actually hoping you were going to do that. Harry did. Well, I listened to part of it. You know what I wanted to ask you, because I came into it a little bit later last week. So last week, Harry had interviewed the Sullivan brothers. Were all three of them here, or was it just it was
Brian woke up sick.
Okay.
And so he messaged me during the show, and I said, well, why don't you call in? And he goes, I forgot about that.
Okay.
Because he didn't want to get everybody else sick.
Yeah. No, I appreciate. Yeah, I'm sure they all appreciated that.
And so
it was funny
because for like the last 15 minutes or so.
Okay, because when I was listening, I'm thinking to myself, I'm hearing Bo. Obviously,
right.
I'm hearing Rick. But I thought either Brian is being really quiet or he's not there.
Right, because I was disappointed. I was like,
yeah,
there's an empty chair. And then I got the message from Brian during the show.
Okay.
So I'm like, just call in. If you're not feeling well, you don't want to come in and get everybody sick, that's fine. But we have a phone system. He goes, I completely forgot you bought that.
It was a really interesting. I mean, I heard pieces of it, but it was very interesting. It was a good interview. So good. I'm glad you're replaying that. I was hoping you were going to do that.
Yeah, I figured it was only appropriate. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, December is Bingo's birthday month. So Bingo's birthday month is an annual designation observed in December. You know the game that you probably loved playing with your grandparents and other family members growing up? Well, play bingo with friends and family at holiday parties to get everyone involved in the game that will bring you back to your childhood days. So bingo is a popular game of chance, often played for cash or prizes. The players are given a bingo card with a pattern of random numbers, and one player reads out a series of randomly drawn numbers. The object is to be the first to complete a specific pattern, such as 5 in a row, 4 corners, the birthday cake, the Christmas tree. There are all kinds of patterns that you use. And then the winner calls out bingo and collects a prize. Now, when did this game start? Well, it began in Italy in 1530, and it is still played there today, almost every Saturday. The French adopted the game in the 1770s as Le Lotto. That's what they call it. Germany put an academic spin on the pastime a century later, turning it into an educational game for children, tying in lessons on various subjects. Bingo arrived in North America in 1929, where it was first called Beano. And, you know, we have, the Senior Center has a license for bingo, because you have to have a state license to play. And interestingly, the original license that we had was for Beano. And I saw that on the license. I'm like, what the heck is Beano? Well, that was what it was first called here. Edwin Lowe, a New York salesman, modernized the game by hiring mathematician Carl Leffler, who developed thousands of combinations of numbered game cards. Lowe reportedly changed the name to bingo when a winner shouted that word one day by mistake. He just shouted bingo instead of Beano, and that's what it became. A Catholic priest, because we got to get, the Catholic Church in here, approached Lowe in the 1930s about using bingo as a church fundraiser, thus kicking off the decades-long association of the game with the American Catholic community. The game is also popular in casinos, though casino bingo has declined in many areas due to rising taxes, smoking bans, and the rise of online gaming. And here's a fun fact for you. Edwin Lowe, so the man who modernized bingo, also invented the game of Yahtzee. So there you have it. Now, for all you bingo lovers out there, we had a crisis at the Senior Center when the mayor graciously gave the city employees the day after Christmas off. So last week we were off. That was December 26th. Unfortunately, it's a Friday. We played bingo at the Senior Center on Friday. And because it was the last Friday of the month, that's our special bingo day. We played gift card bingo. And because it was the new year, we were not only having gift card bingo, we were having a special gift card bingo with double the value of the gift cards that people won. So instead of a $5 gift card, they're winning a $10 gift card.
Okay.
And the coverall gift cards, instead of $10, are $25. So high stakes bingo game here. Now the mayor says, oh, Merry Christmas, you have the day off. And the bingo people were not just a little upset. So what we did was we said to them, we're just going to postpone for 1 week. So and we're calling it our Happy New Year gift card bingo anyway. So our Happy New Year gift card bingo is going to be this Friday, January 2nd. We are open for business. We will be there. It's going to be the same thing. It'll be double the value of your cards. Lots of grocery cards. We have, $10 gift cards to Stop and Shop and Big Y and the Dollar Store and Dunkin' and all of that other good stuff. So that is going to happen this Friday, January 2nd. But don't panic, because you're not missing out on your regular January last Friday of the month bingo. We're going to have that too. So during the month of January, 2 bingos. We'll have our special Happy New Year gift card bingo this Friday.
Yep.
And then our regular gift card bingo at the end of the month. And it just so happens that January, we have 5 Fridays in January anyway.
Right.
So, plenty of Fridays for plenty of gift card bingo. So, I would never, because, December is bingo birthday month, we would never short you out a bingo game. So lots of fun stuff. So bingo at the Senior Center. So gift card bingo, for those of you who have never done this with us before, bingo is 1 to 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. For gift card bingo, everybody gets 2 free bingo cards to play with. That's all you're allowed to have is 2 cards, but you don't have to pay for them. They're for free. And then, the winners get gift cards, and you get to choose from whatever's available in terms of bingo cards, your gift cards. So that is, again, this Friday, January 2nd, and then again, the regular gift card bingo, so they're back to the $5 value, and $10 for a coverall will be January 30th. So lots of fun happening over at the Senior Center. All right, I'm going to take this break a little early because we do need to talk about some other things happening at the Senior Center. December is also National Hand Washing Awareness Month, and I want to talk about that from the health and safety standpoint. So it is 6:42. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC Cable Channel 15. And in honor of the birthday of John Denver, and in honor of, on this day, West Virginia became a state, separated out from Virginia.
A twofer.
A twofer. This one is a twofer. We are going to listen to John Denver singing Take Me Home Country Roads.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories, they gather round her. Finest lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday, Lord, yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Down country roads, take me home. Down country roads.
Underwriting for the community programming is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM, WSFD.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM, WSFD-LP, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:47. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I'm your Wake Up Wednesday host, and Pete Coles is behind the glass over there. Happy New Year. Happy early New Year. It's New Year's Eve today.
I'll be here when it actually hits New Year. So.
I know you will. I'll be lucky if I'm still awake when it actually hits New Year's Eve. I was talking to Mike Squindo, the director at the COA last week, and I said, he's off this week, taking some time with family, staycation. So I said to him, now, do you do anything special for New Year's Eve? And they have an appy New Year's Eve, so it's all appetizers.
Yeah,
and
a lot of people do that.
And he said, and I have some relatives over, and he said, and I told everybody it starts whatever time it starts at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and it ends at 6:35 because that's when we're getting the kids ready to go to bed. And he said, perhaps, his wife Liz and he will take a nap and then be awake at midnight, and perhaps they won't make it that long.
Right.
Well, to be determined.
Well, I heard that the Times Square is going to take after the Northampton Ball this year.
And what do they do? Oh, so what are they
doing? So when
it
drops, it's going to raise back up and have the 250 logo on it. The United States 250 logo.
Yeah, 250th anniversary. Oh, that's a great idea.
So it's going to go back up after midnight.
Very cool. I didn't hear that. Yep. And they're doing that in Northampton as well?
Northampton's always raised the ball.
Okay.
They've never dropped the ball.
Oh, I should know that. I was actually at a wedding. A friend of mine got married on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And we were, she lives in Northampton and always has. And we were there for the wedding reception, which was at the Northampton Hotel, I think.
Hotel Northampton?
Yes. Thank you.
So you were in there during New Year's Eve?
Correct.
That's insane.
Yeah. It was. Well, that's where the reception was.
They booked that on New Year's Eve?
They did. And they booked it, I think, like a year and a half in advance.
Wow.
Yeah. This was years and years ago,
cool.
Pete. But what was kind of cool was that, so they had the church ceremony and all that. And then there was a little bit of a gap, maybe like an hour or so, beforehand. And so we were all walking around Northampton, first night kind of thing. It was kind of fun. It was really pretty neat. Of course, we were all dressed up and all that stuff. But anyway, All right. December is National Hand Washing Awareness Month. This is this show does focus on health and safety, so we do need to talk about this a little bit. Staying healthy often begins with keeping our hands clean. And while most of us are taught when we are young to wash our hands before dinner or after using the restroom, it is crucial to be aware of what your hands are touching throughout the day. Clean hands can prevent sickness. So here are 12 points to hand washing. First of all, 80% of communicable diseases can be transferred by touch, which means person-to-person contact. Washing your hands a few times a day can reduce diarrhea rates by 40%. That's a lot of reduction. Touching your face with dirty hands spreads sicknesses, pneumonia, a cold, and the flu. And pneumonia is the number one cause of childhood death, and it's preventable by regular hand washing. The two most important times to wash your hands are before and after preparing food and after going to the bathroom. But here's a statistic that blew me away, not in a good way. Less than 75% of women and less than 50% of men wash their hands after using the bathroom. Okay, that's just gross, but also just not safe. And I have signs like everywhere. We have signs all over the senior center. Remember to wash your hands, please. When you flush a toilet with the seat up, a mist containing bacteria is spread over about 6 square meters. Even worse, sinks in public bathrooms are 90% covered in this bacteria. The ideal amount of time to wash your hands is 30 seconds, but 15 is recommended at the very least. Most bacteria on our hands is under our fingernails. So when you're washing, be sure to scrub underneath your fingernails and, rub in between your fingers and so forth. Damp hands are 1,000 times more likely to spread bacteria than dry hands, yet only 20% of people dry their hands after they wash them. So make sure that you dry them. Reusable cloth towels have millions of bacteria in their fibers. Using disposable paper towels is the cleanest way to dry your hands. Of course, it also fills our landfills, but, Studies show that people who wash their hands have 24%, that's a big percentage, fewer sick days because of respiratory illnesses and 51% fewer sick days due to an upset stomach. So that's very, very major. All right, so how did we discover that hand washing was so important? So this goes back a ways. The father of hand washing is believed to be Ignaz Semmelweis. While working at Vienna General Hospital, the Hungarian doctor was at the forefront of a scientific approach to medicine. Faced with a doctor-led maternity ward in which maternal deaths from the dreaded childbed fever were significantly higher than in the midwife-run clinic there, he racked his brains for clues as to why that was happening. So women who were being assisted by doctors in their birth were more likely to get this childbed fever, is what it was called, which was often life-threatening, than women who were birthing with midwives. And he couldn't figure out what. So the factor was the doctors. So what you would think, that would be safer. However, germs were yet to be discovered, and it was still believed in the 1840s that disease was spread by bad smells in the air emanating from rotting corpses, sewage, or vegetation. Victorians kept their windows firmly shut against such malevolent forces. So it didn't seem a problem that trainee doctors at Vienna General would hang out in the morgue dissecting corpses to figure out what had rendered them dead, and then pop up to the maternity ward to deliver a baby without washing their hands.
Ooh.
Yeah. One of them accidentally got cut by a scalpel during a dissection and died, one of the doctors, seemingly of the same childbed fever that the mothers had been getting. So Semmelweis hypothesized that cadaverous particles from the morgue were to blame, and that such particles on the hands of the doctors were making their way into women's bodies during childbirth when they went from the morgue up to the maternity ward. So to test his theory, Semmelweis ordered doctors to wash their hands and their instruments in a chlorine solution, a substance he hoped would dispatch the deadly smell of cadaverous particles. Before the experiment, the mortality rate for new mothers was as high as 18%. After Semmelweis implemented hand hygiene between the morgue and the delivery room, the rate of mortality for new mothers dropped to about 1%. So amazing, right? Sounds great. You'd think this guy would be, in all of the textbooks. But here's what happened. Despite his success, his idea faced great resistance and met a tragic end. Semmelweis lost his job and is thought to have had a breakdown. He died in a psychiatric institution at the age of 47, a very despondent person. Part of the problem was that people didn't have that conception of themselves as sort of walking petri dishes, and doctors were offended by the suggestion that they could be causing the infections. The majority of doctors in Vienna at this time, back in the early 1800s, were from middle or upper class families, and they thought of themselves as very clean people compared to the working class poor. So Semmelweis was insulting them when he said that their hands could be dirty. So there you have it. So that's how that was all
arrogance
discovered. I know, right? All right, so see the CDC about hand washing. So a few key points. As I just said, many diseases and conditions are spread by not washing hands with soap and clean running water. Hand washing with soap is one of the best ways to stay healthy. I remember Ed Mello telling me that. Ed used to run the, what's the group, the Medical Reserve Corps, right? Yeah. And I remember when COVID hit, and Ed said, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, which I did. If soap and water are not readily available, you can use a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol to clean your hands. So why it's important, washing hands can keep you healthy and prevent the spread of respiratory and diarrhea infections. Germs can spread from person to person or from surfaces to people when you touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Prepare or eat food and drinks with unwashed hands. Touch surfaces or objects that have germs on them. Blow your nose, cough, or sneeze into hands, and then touch other people's hands or common objects. And try to deal with all this with a 2-year-old. I mean, I feel like we spend half our life at the sink washing hands, but she's learning. Key times to wash your hands: before, during, and after preparing food, before and after eating food, before and after caring for someone at home who is sick with vomiting or diarrhea, before and after treating a cut or wound, after using the toilet, after changing diapers or cleaning up a child who has used the toilet, after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, after touching an animal, animal feed, or animal waste, after handling pet food or pet treats, and after touching the garbage or taking out the trash. Okay, so all important, okay? So wet your hands, lather, scrub for at least 20 seconds. If you don't know how long that is, the key is hum the happy birthday song from beginning to end twice. That's 20 seconds. Rinse your hands well under clean running water and dry using a clean towel or an air dryer. And again, you can use hand sanitizer if you don't have access to a sink and soap and water and all that good stuff. I really, I like the fact that December is National Hand Washing Awareness Month because obviously we are, sort of in the thick of, you name it, flu season, stomach bugs, colds, the whole thing. So keep washing your hands, keep them clean. All right, let's take our top of the hour break. And then we have announcements to do. Our guest is already here because you'll recall that Kathy Millis blew us off. Do you remember that, Pete?
Yes.
Last month, at the beginning of the month, she was going to be on with Carol Palmer. We were going to talk about gifts, like unique gifts to get for people.
Oopsie.
And Carol was here, and and I kept looking at my watch, and I said, Kathy's usually not only Johnny on the spot, she's usually early. She's always early. Yeah. So I was like, what the heck happened? So I hadn't turned my phone on because I didn't want to go off on the show. So I turned my phone on, and sure enough, Kathy was like, I forgot, I overslept, whatever. I totally forgot about it. Now that I'm remembering, it's like 7:30 in the morning. But she's here. And she's here early. I said to her, you're here really early. She said, I know. She was up. What time have you been up since? Like 3:30 in the morning because she didn't want to blow me off again. So we're going to bring her in right after the hour. She can help me do announcements and stuff. Then we're going to talk about a bunch of Friends stuff. So let's take our top of the hour break. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC cable channel 15. We'll be right back.
Underwriting for the community programming is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Want to know what's trending at Westfield Technical Academy? Join hosts Kevin Daly and Carol Groom to find out all things Tiger. Tiger Talk, Thursdays at 8 a.m. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:02. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. We are back live and in person today after I had my 3-week hiatus for some foot surgery that I had at the beginning of the month. But I'm up and around, off the scooter for the most part, hobbling around with a boot. And I don't know, I have an appointment next Friday with the foot surgeon, so maybe we can lose the boot. That would be awesome. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. My guest this morning is Kathy Millis. Kathy is the treasurer and the clerk for the Friends of the Westfield Senior Center. No stranger to this show, and certainly not a stranger to the Senior Center. If you're there, she's pretty much there every day. So welcome to the show, Kathy.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And of course, Pete Coles, our producer and chief engineer, is behind the glass over there, as Harry Rock would say, pushing all of the buttons. So welcome again, Pete. So, okay, before we get to the Friends stuff, which is going to be in a few minutes, we have a whole bunch of things to announce. And Kathy, of course, is, because she volunteers literally just about every day at the Senior Center, pretty much aware of a lot of this. So we're going to go through this together. First of all, the January Voice of Experience newsletter hit the streets on Saturday. So it is out. Thank you to Barbara Martone, who came over on Saturday and helps. She helps me with the sorting and distribution of the newsletter. And as of yesterday, you know, Barbara Martone distributes some, Carol Shannon, myself. Monday was an awful day with, you know, the rain and the ice and everything else. I'm hobbling around in a boot. Carol said, we are not delivering newsletters. So as of yesterday, though, when I came in at 1 o'clock, Carol had done hers, Barb had done hers. I did mine on the way in. So newsletter are out and about all over town. So, you know, just for those of you who might not know where you can get your newsletter, we deliver to some of the pharmacies. Just Stop and Shop Pharmacy has them, and Walgreens Pharmacy has them. Pretty much all of the senior housing complexes, the Athenaeum, where else? The Arbors, home delivered meal recipients get them. I'm trying to think of where I go. Arrow Drug, Carol delivers there. Polish National Credit Union. And you know, some of these places requested that we drop them off there. And I think Barb is now taking them over to Slovak Hall because they requested them. You know, a lot of seniors in the area. So
and don't forget the porch box.
The porch box. That's the most important one. Thank you, Kathy. So on the porch of the Senior Center, in front of the front, right next to the front door, if you're approaching to the left-hand side, there is a large tan box with a dark green top. It's plastic, waterproof, and it's underneath the overhang. In that box are the newsletters. So the newsletters come out on the last Saturday of every month. If you subscribe to the Springfield Republican, it is part of that because it's part of the Westfield News and part of that. So you would get it delivered. If you're not, we have a steady stream of cars that come on that last Saturday of the month to pick up their copy right out of the front porch because it doesn't matter if we're closed. You know, it's there for the taking, evenings, weekends. And, you know, I always say to people, tell your kids and your grandkids, you're going by the Senior Center, grab a newsletter for me. You know, you don't have to do it yourself. And of course, it's online as well. So it doesn't go online until usually about Saturday afternoon. It comes out Saturday morning in the paper. And then Mike Squindo gets it up online, usually by Saturday afternoon. So you would go into the city website and then just under departments, click on Council on Aging. And it's the first thing you're going to see. So anyway, lots going on with the new year. And we've had some staffing changes. So for those of you who might not know, our food services coordinator, our previous food services coordinator, we have a new one now, Joanne Boucher, has been promoted to assistant director. She applied for that position. And we have rolled the program director position into that assistant director position. So Joanne is kind of Mike Squindo's right-hand person, and as well as taking over programs which Mary Lou Najalski did when Mary Lou was here before she retired. So Joanne has been transitioning from the kitchen into her office, which is next door to mine, in between Mike and me, former director and current director. And so then that left her position open in the kitchen. And George Sfakios, who was our kitchen assistant, applied for the food services coordinator position and got that. So George is the new Joanne, I guess. So he is now in charge of the kitchen. He was there bright and early today at 5:45 because I always stop at the senior center on my way in.
Oh, wow.
And as I was walking out the door to come here, the lights were going on and I was going, and there was George in the kitchen. And then they are in the process of hiring someone to replace George. So hopefully in about 2 or 3 weeks, I would think, we should be full speed. Like we should have everybody hired that we need hired. But bringing Joanne in as, sort of a new set of eyes for programs and so forth, she had some great ideas. She and I are working on the special events programs for the whole year. So we map that out now for the whole year, because if you want good entertainment, you have to book them early.
Book it ahead.
So book it ahead. So Joe and I were working on that yesterday, and ultimately she'll be taking over those things, but never having done it before, she's happy to have the help, guidance, and training. So we are also gearing up. Obviously, it's the end of the year. We're gearing up for taxes. So let's talk a little bit about the AARP tax program. First of all, starting tomorrow, because it starts January 1. The Council on Aging presents for the months of January and February will be a program that Dan Welch, who's our local AARP tax coordinator, and I taped last week. It's called Taxes, Changes, and What You Need to Know. There are a fair number of changes because of the big, beautiful bill that came out of Washington this year. So that will affect you tax-wise, probably in a good way. So anyway, that show, that Westfield Council on Aging Presents, is aired every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the month of, we're going to do this for 2 months, January and February. That program is hosted by Harry Rock, so he did the asking of the questions. Dan focused on the actual tax documents, tax changes, tax questions that people frequently ask, and I focused on the protocol for if you plan to or would like to have your taxes done at the Senior Center, which is a service that we offer annually for free if you have a relatively simple tax return. I focus on the protocols for that, and there are a lot of them, I grant you, but we also provide tax assistance for, last year we did over 400 people. This year we could do as many as 500. We haven't hit the 500 mark yet, but we're in place to do that. We have the staffing and the personnel and the volunteers, which is the most important. Dan
and based on the number of people asking about it,
yes,
we're going to hit 500.
Yes, exactly. So let me say this first of all. I would highly recommend that you watch this program. Pete also bundles it on YouTube. And all of how to access this is in the January newsletter. All things taxes in terms of the protocols is on page 3 of the newsletter.
Yep.
And Sandra Fisher, our greeter, has been just saying to people when they come in and they're asking, and when can I call and when can I schedule? Sandra's like, it's all on page 3. All your questions are going to be answered in the newsletter in terms of taxes. But what I will tell you is this: the tax line will open Monday at 9 a.m., which means that if you want to schedule an appointment, you can't call before then because the tax line isn't set up yet, but we have a designated tax line. So what happens is, and Kathy is one of our volunteer greeters and is one of the people who often answers the phone when you call. If you call in after Monday and you say, I want to have my taxes done at the Senior Center, she's going to say, I'm going to put you through to the tax line. That's all you're going to hear. Then you're going to get put through to an automated greeting. It's going to be me telling you the information you need to leave, which is just going to be your name. Basically, it's your name, your address. I'm going to have you spell your last name. Just so,
good idea.
Sometimes it's that I started that last year, and it helped me tremendously. Yep. If your last name is Smith, it's pretty easy. But if it's one of those Polish names that, you know, I'm like, whoa, wait, what did they say? I have to listen 87 times. So you're going to spell your last name, give me your name and address, and not a whole lot of other information. You don't have to tell me. I have my taxes done there every year. First of all, I already know that. And second of all, it doesn't give you a one-up, folks. It's just, and then what'll happen is I pull those messages off. I start what we call a routing slip. It's the infamous pink routing slip, and that's what starts things. And that routing slip goes from me. I fill it out. I give it to Carol Shannon, who's the scheduler. And then Carol will call you within a 2-week period. So after you leave your message, sometime within the next 2 weeks, Carol will call and schedule your appointment. All right. And if you have tax questions, if you're not sure, maybe you're not sure if your tax return is too complicated for us to do. Those questions are going to get referred to me, and I will consult with Dan Welsh and let you know. And we appreciate it when people do that. You know, some people say I kind of, or we've had people that have wanted to have their taxes done. Maybe a parent passed away. Well, they'll do that. If it's a simple tax return, we've done that. So, but those kinds of questions will come to me. Carol doesn't answer them. The volunteers don't answer them. And the COA staff doesn't answer them because we're not the tax experts. We're the protocol experts. Right. We can answer questions about scheduling and, what you need to bring and, all of that stuff. But essentially what happens is once your appointment is scheduled, then the pink slip comes back to me, and I have a wonderful tax work-off volunteer who works with me. His name is Bill Nemick. Bill's been helping me with the tax program for 2 years, so he is now my right-hand man and knows exactly what to do. So Bill and I put together a tax packet for every single person who has their taxes done, and that packet has all of the information that you need. There's information from the AARP folks, forms that have to be filled out in advance. And then Bill will call. When the tax packet is ready for pickup, he'll call you. He'll say, your tax packet is ready. It's at the front desk. Come down anytime you want to come down before your appointment. We try to get those tax packets ready so that people have at least a couple of weeks to pull together all of their stuff. We get nervous if somebody's tax packet has been sitting there for 3 weeks and they haven't come to get it and their appointment is the following week, because it takes a while sometimes to get all that.
Oh, it does.
In the meantime, what I say to people is generally, as you're getting things in the mail and it says, this is for your taxes, put it in one space, put it in a box, in a big envelope, and, so that when you get the tax packet from us, you can easily start getting that.
Just go through it.
You
check off the questionnaire.
Yep. That's exactly it. Yep. And then what'll happen is on the day of, so this is everywhere that we have things written for you about this tax program. It does require 2 trips to the senior center, and it requires you to be available all day long on the day of your appointment for a phone consultation. Sometimes people are so great and everything is so complete that the aides don't call them. They don't have any questions.
Right.
It's like, everything is in order. I can get this done, lickety-split, and we'll call you when it's ready for you to come and sign and pick it up. But sometimes they have questions, or there might be incomplete information. Or if you've had your taxes done with us before, it might be that we said, they look at it and say, gee, last year you claimed this, that, and the other thing. Did you forget about that? So those kinds. So you have to be available for phone consultations. So in the morning, all you're doing is dropping off. You have a 15-minute window. You don't even get out of your car. You're just, you're going to drop it off. I'll be outside in all kinds of weather. Drop it off, hand it to me. And then you're going to go home and just wait by your phone in case, or just be available by phone. And then sometime in the afternoon, usually sometime between noon and 3 o'clock, you'll get a phone call from somebody at the senior center. It's going to be one of the staff or volunteers saying it's time to come back and pick up your return. And that's when you're actually going to park and come in the building.
Right.
And you're going to wait your turn. And then you're actually going to meet with one of the tax preparers, and they're going to go over everything with you, answer questions that you have, and then you're going to sign off on your form. They will not submit the form electronically to the IRS until they've reviewed it with you and you've signed off on it. And it has to be done that day.
Exactly.
Because we at the senior center are not going to be responsible for your private information. You need to come and pick that up. And you will also get a hard copy of your tax return.
Yep.
Which is, it's an amazing service. I think it's an amazing,
Absolutely.
it's an amazing service. We help a lot of people. If you pay to have it done, it can be several $100s depending on your. Even a simple return is going to be $200 or $300. Yep. So anyway, that's all happening. But please do not call until after 9 o'clock on Monday, and please know you don't all have to call on day one. I mean, don't wait until April 14th because there won't be any appointments left. But if you call within the next couple of weeks, you're going to be just fine. All right, let's take a short break. We have some other information to go over, and then we're going to turn it over to Kathy with the Friends Group. So you are listening to WSFD 107.5 on your dial FM, and you're watching WCPC Cable Channel 15. So because we have Kathy here from the Friends Group, we had to find a Friends song. So we're going to listen to Andrew Gold singing "Thank You for Being a Friend."
There you go.
We'll be back.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 If it's a car you lack, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And when we both get older, with walking canes and hair of gray, have no fear, even though it's hard to hear. I will stand real close and say thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Let me tell you about a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. And when we die and float away into the night, the Milky Way, you'll hear me call as we ascend. I'll say your name, then once again, thank you for being a Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being
Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. The YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:23. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and watching WCPC Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host, and I'm in the studio this morning with Kathy Millis. Kathy is the treasurer and the clerk, both the treasurer and clerk of the Friends of the Westfield Senior Center. So let's talk, since we just did the Andrew Gold song, let's talk a little bit about the Friends group. And then maybe after the next break, we'll go back because we still have more announcements about things that are happening at the Senior Center during the month of January. But we have... let's talk. I really want to talk because this is the last day.
Last day.
I want you to start, Kathy, with talking about the membership special, what the membership is to the Friends group. We have these wonderful brochures in our fireside lounge, the Friends of the Westfield Senior Center, and what the membership is all about. So talk about that because we've been running a special. The special ends today. This is the last day. It's the last day of the year. So talk to us about that, Kathy.
Okay, I think I really have to start with what our whole mission is.
Okay.
The Friends Group provides enhancements to the programs, services, and activities of the Westfield Senior Center through fundraising, advocacy, and facility improvements.
Yep.
So basically, if it's something tangible that you can touch in there, the Friends probably had something to do with it.
Yeah.
We get our money through fundraising, but we also get it through our membership. And we used to have what we called a lifetime membership that was $100. Mm-hmm. And because we lost so many people after COVID and so many of our founding people due to their ages.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We actually were below 100 membership.
Yeah.
So by reducing our membership to $50 for the month of December, actually we started in the middle of November.
We started, if you remember, at the anniversary.
Oh, at the anniversary.
This was our 10-year anniversary special,
right.
which was the very, very end of October.
Yep.
The anniversary date was the 26th.
Right.
That was our 10-year anniversary, and the Friends Group decided that they would do this half-price membership special in honor of being open 10 years, and we would run it from the 26th of October through December 31st, through the end of the year. So today is the last day. But talk to us about how successful that drive has been.
It went so well.
It's been awesome.
Had so many people come up and say, I never realized what the Friends Group did.
Yeah.
I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
So for our $50 special, we got 35 new members.
That's amazing. That's
and I still have a couple that say, "Oh, I'm coming in.
Yeah, we had a woman who came in the other afternoon. Sandra was on her way out the door. It was almost 4:00, and I said, "I'll take it. That's okay. I'll handle it. I'll give her the form." And I think it is really important, Kathy, as you said, if it's tangible, the Friends probably had something to do with it. So for those of you who aren't familiar, or who maybe were young back 10 years ago and you weren't a senior yet.
Yeah.
The city committed to building the new senior center 10 years ago.
Bricks and mortar.
The brick and mortar. So all of that was done through the city.
Right.
But the agreement that the mayor at the time, Dan Knappich, made with me is he said, Tina, we'll build it. You got to figure out how you're going to furnish it and how you're going to get all of those. You need things for programs. You want pool tables, or you need mahjong sets, or you need a bingo machine, or whatever. You got to figure out how you're going to pay for that. The city is not going to pay for that. So that became the birth of the Friends Group. Right. So the Friends Group started about a year and a half in earnest before the building was actually built. And your first task was to furnish the new building. So Kathy and I like to say to people, if you're sitting on it, it's a chair. The Friends Group paid for it. If you're eating at a table, the Friends Group paid for it. If you're an employee, if you're one of the COA staff and you're sitting at a desk, the Friends Group paid for all of that. That was not city. And a lot of those, the desks look like they're built in. They're actually not. And they actually were not inexpensive. Yeah, exactly. We wanted to do it right because we didn't want to be buying stuff that had to be replaced every couple of years. Yeah. So, a lot of that stuff looks like it's brand new. It's 10 years old and it has weathered well.
And even today, your yoga mats, we purchased.
Yep.
Some of the exercise weights.
A lot of the exercise weights were purchased by the Friends Group. Some of the exercise bands, the yoga blocks. If you're not a yoga person, you don't know this, but the blocks, that was all purchased by the Friends Group. Chess sets, cribbage boards. The pool tables and pool. We have cue sticks. We have we've replaced some of the balls, and and some of those things need replacing periodically. Right. So all of that whole games room, all of the games in there were either the Friends Group purchased or some were donated. Some of the cards and things like that. Some of the individual did that. And so that's sort of as you would say, Kathy, what you can touch. Right. Those are the things that you can touch. If there's a startup, somebody wants to start, we have a Mexican train group that's starting. So the Friends Group had already, a couple of years ago, had purchased a couple of sets of Mexican train dominoes. Who knew? Because that's a special, it's not regular dominoes. No. So that was something special. Mahjong, same way. So all of those things.
So I really, really would like to thank the 35 new people for becoming part of our family.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a huge boost. And when we first started the Friends Group and the original members, and as you said, Kathy, a lot of those people were in their 80s at the time. I mean, some of them didn't live to see the doors open on the new center. But they really believed in this project, and they really wanted to, as Tom Humphrey, our former president of the Friends Group, said, pay it forward. So I'm doing this so that people down the road can enjoy it. And that's kind of what the Friends Group is all about. You're always sort of, I want to become a member. I'm a member now, but of course we're all older adults. I mean, we're not living for 50 more years, but I hope that the senior center's standing in 50 years. So, you're always looking ahead. And so again, as you said, Kathy, to those 35 or so people, thank you for, becoming a part of the family, for realizing how important. And I can tell you from a former director's point of view, this Friends Board is second to none. I mean, I think, just to kind of name the folks that are on the board, and of course the board has changed over the years. We've lost some board members, and then others have moved away. Right. Retired and, left the area. But right now, Tom Keenan is our president. And Tom's been president for quite a while now.
He has been.
Our vice president is Mike Parent. Kathy, as we said before, introducing Kathy Millis is our treasurer and our clerk. Yep. And then other members, I'm trying to go sort of in seniority. Christina Lovelace. Right. And many of you know Dr. Lovelace from this show. That's her husband, and he's primary care physician on this show once a month. His wife, Christina, is on the board. Leslie Lambert. It would have been Leslie. Leslie was one of the first. Leslie's a realtor here with Park Square Realty, and she is a board member. Harry Rock is a board member. Kevin Bard is a board member. I'm a board member, and I think that's everybody.
That's everybody.
And then Mike Squindo, by de facto, you're whoever the current director is, also. And what I love and have always loved about this board is they are thoughtful in their, any request has to go to the board. So if we want to purchase whatever we want to purchase, whether it's furniture, whether it's, a new piece of equipment for the kitchen, we didn't even talk about that. The built-in stuff came with the building, but all the extra stuff, the slicers and the blenders and the carts and, that was all Friends Group. that all has to go to the board. The board has to approve that. And, sometimes if it's a very large expense, which we can talk about that, there are the front doors, the sliding glass front doors, that was a huge project that the Friends undertook. And that goes to the board. They talk about it. Sometimes they say, we're not going to make a decision today. We need more information.
Yeah, we've done that before.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But I appreciate the fact that, that they do all that. And generally, we can always work something out and people are happy. And for the most part, we've pretty much gotten just about everything we've ever asked for. And that, from a director standpoint. And the other thing I think too, Kathy, that people also ought to understand is that it's not just tangible and things you can take home or things that, you can touch. The Friends Group pays for virtually all of the entertainment now.
The entertainment.
For special events. So if we just had our Jingle Bell Brunch, we had Musically Married came and performed. Friends Group paid for that. When we have our breakfast bonuses now, we have various, groups that come in or individuals that come in and perform musically. The Friends Group pays for that. They pay for the tablecloths at the parties, all of those extra nice things, placemats, the fancy cups, and things like that we do to make it special. That's all the Friends Group.
And so for my new 35 members, you're now part of us.
Yes, you can claim credit for all of that. And
go in the lobby and stand there and say, "This is mine.
I helped do this." And that's an amazing thing to do, and I think people should absolutely take credit for that. So Kathy, today's the last day.
Absolutely.
You're going to be at the senior center today. Let's talk about that.
I am till about noon.
Trying to stay awake.
Something comes in after that, you'll get the credit today.
That's okay, yes. If something comes in after that, this afternoon, I'll be around. I'll be around most of the day, so I'll be there at least until mid-afternoon today. So membership, as Kathy said, typically an individual lifetime membership, it's a one-shot deal, is $100, but until the end of the day today, until 4 o'clock today when we close, it is $50. And what are people getting for that too? We have a nice little gift.
Have nice little bags. I
forgot to bring one.
No,
I should have brought one.
I didn't bring one either. They're bright red, so they're going to see you coming with your bag that says Friends of the Westfield Senior Center on it.
Correct.
That's our advertising.
Absolutely. We hope you'll use that for your grocery shopping to our local, supermarkets and so forth. And for those new members who didn't get their bag yet, you all will. Kathy and I will be going sort of through the list and making sure everybody's.
What I'm going to do is after the first of the year, after tomorrow, I'm going to get letters out to all of our new members saying, thank you for joining, blah, blah, blah. Come in and claim your bag.
Yeah, come get your bag because we want those bags. We want to see them all over the city.
Right.
All right, so that's the membership. So let's take a break. It is 7:35. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 on your dial, and you are watching cable channel WCPC, cable channel 15. So we have some great New Year's songs. So this one, Pete, this is specifically for you. Pete and I are both huge fans of Pentatonics. Pete got me into it. And so anyway, they have a song called New Year's Day. So we're going to listen to that. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Kathy Millis.
Tonight the apple falls in time. We'll sing along with Old Lang Syne and throw confetti high up into space. Tomorrow morning when we wake, this town will be a different place, and the past will wash away like coffee stains. We could be kings of the world, on top of the nation. It's a celebration of the moments to come. The city's on fire. We're holding up lighters, raising them higher, and we've only begun. Take me all the way. Oh, yeah. Is this the best way? Like New Year's Day. Take me all the way. Oh, yeah. It's time to celebrate. Like New Year's Day. Another year we're dim divine. We'll play it back in slow rewind and laugh about the cold and bitter nights. We'll root our way on maps no regrets on New Year's Day. Morning breaks,
Kings of the world,
take my hand,
top of the
wide awake,
nations, to celebrate
with arms wide
the moments
open.
to come.
Catch your breath,
Cities on
walk
fire,
this way.
holding up
No
lighters,
regrets
raising them
on New Year's
high.
Day. We are kings of the world, on top of the nation. It's a celebration of the moments to come. The city's on fire, we're holding the lighters, raising them higher, and we've only begun. Take me all the way, take me all the way. Hear me when I say, hear me when I say, let's kiss the past away. Like New Year's Day. Take me all the way, take me all the way. Hear me when I say, hear me when I say, it's time to celebrate like New Year's Day. Take me all the way, hear me when I say, let's kiss the past away like New Year's Day. Take me all the way, hear me when I say, it's time to celebrate like New Year's Day.
Underwriting is brought to you in part by R. Levesque Associates. They are offering landscape architecture, civil engineering, environmental permitting, and land surveying. RLA is a second-generation company devoted to excellence in the planning and design of outdoor spaces. On the web at rlaland.com or at 40 School Street in Westfield.
Where will the superintendent spotlight shine next? Join Stefan Zaporowski and Chris Rogers every Thursday at 9 a.m. to find out. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:39. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC Cable Channel 15. Happy New Year's Eve. It is December 31st. We are closing out on 2025 and soon we'll be ringing in 2026. So toward that end, the Friends of the Westfield Senior Center, we've been talking this morning with Kathy Millis. Kathy is the treasurer and clerk of the Friends Group. And we have a very big fundraiser that the Friends Group does, you know, just when you kind of feel like, the holidays are over. You know, there's that letdown,
Right.
all the lights and the decorations and the parties and the togetherness. And now it's like, now we got to deal with a New England winter. You know, we got to deal with sickness, but remember to wash your hands so you don't get sick. But, you know, several years ago, the Friends Group, it's been a while now, Kathy, that we've been doing this, but several years ago, the Friends Group came up with this wonderful fundraiser, and we call it the Beating the Winter Blahs fundraiser. So tell us all about this, Kathy, because this has started and we're cooking.
This is part of our fundraising.
Yep.
And we are selling tickets to our gift card calendar for February. Every single day in February, we will be giving away a gift card.
Yep.
Now, I was a real stickler because I made the boards of the board of the Friends Group.
Yep.
Each of them had to procure 4 cards.
Right.
I told them I don't care if you buy them or if you beg from your friends or what you do.
However you do it.
But you're going to get 4 cards.
Yep.
So that's how we filled up our February calendar. And we have what we call Super Sundays. Mm-hmm. We have $50 gift cards on every single Sunday in February.
Yep.
We have Fun 50 Fridays, with the exception of one Friday.
Yep.
We have $50 gift cards to Stop and Shop in Big Y.
Yep.
We have a Valentine's special, which I can tell you is a $50 dinner at the tavern with other Valentine's-y things.
Yes.
For instance, chocolates,
Yep.
maybe flowers. We'll have to wait and see.
And I can tell you the winners of that Valentine's for the last couple of years. And it just so happened that last year, Valentine's Day fell on a Friday.
Yep.
We had started our Friday breakfast program. And the winner was having breakfast. So when I went to call her, she wasn't home, and I went downstairs, and I didn't know who she was. I didn't recognize the name. So I went down to ask at the front desk, and I said, does anybody know so-and-so? She's apparently a regular here. And they said, oh, she's having breakfast. So we got to march in there and announce in front of all of her friends at breakfast. And she was thrilled. I mean, she was so excited. So, yeah.
We actually have 2 super gift cards, though.
We do. So tell us about those.
Super specials to the Thunderbirds. It's 2 4-packs. So there's 2 separate gifts which consist of 4 tickets to the Thunderbirds on a date of your choice. And because those were kind of late arrivals, we put them in as a special. So for the first person to claim them, for instance, if you win number 1, which is the $50 Walmart, and you decide you don't want it, you'd love to go to the Thunderbirds, we'll swap your Walmart for a Thunderbirds.
Right.
If nobody takes it, we're going on to number 2, to number 3. Last year, I think we got to like number 4 before the person took the Thunderbird.
It was the first week. I remember that. I don't remember what day, but I remember within the first few days, somebody had claimed those tickets. And last year we had 1 4-pack.
Right.
This year we have 2 4-packs. So we'll have 2 winners. And again, as you said, Kathy, so if you win on a given day and we have any of those tickets left and we have one of the 4-packs left, you can swap your prize.
Right.
So you can say, I won, $25 to whatever local restaurant or whatever. I'm going to swap those. I'd rather have the 4 tickets and take my family.
And just so you'll know, I've already had 4 people come up to me and say, I want the Thunderbird tickets.
Oh, so here we go.
I said, you need to win then the first few days.
So how do people get tickets? So what happens? How do they do this? How do they buy tickets and when and where and all that good stuff?
I am at the senior center, like Tina said, almost every day. But I kind of schedule my time around whatever is going on so I can capture an audience.
Yep.
Tickets are $5 for 26 chances. We have a great big fishbowl that we fill up with the tickets.
Yep.
And then we will draw them daily.
Yep.
In February.
Yeah.
And we'll call you daily, except the weekends.
Yep. Weekends, they get called on Monday. We have a sign that we put at the greeter's desk as to who the winner was, because we want everybody to understand this is legitimate. We're not just like, did anybody really win? And so, your name will go up there. And so on Mondays, it'll be the winner for Saturday, Sunday, and that day for Monday. The other thing is that just so that people know, if they're not familiar with the sheets of tickets, so the way those work is, as Kathy said, there are 26 tickets and then there's like a master. It's all the same number. So what we do is we have you fill out your name and your telephone number on the master one.
Yep.
We keep that because when we draw a ticket number, we have to match that number to our masters. We keep all those in order, so it's pretty easy to do because they're all numbered consecutively. And then what you get is a pink sheet like this. It looks like this. And this is the actual calendar with every day filled in with whatever the prize is for that particular day.
I tell everyone to hang it on your refrigerator so you know what you won when we call you.
Absolutely. Well, I got to tell you, so in my family, we used to just sell these starting in January.
Right.
And last year, Kathy came up with a great idea that let's start selling them in December so people can give them away as stocking stuffers. So both my husband and my daughter got them as a stocking stuffer. Grace took it out of the stocking and walked right upstairs and pinned it on her bulletin board because Grace was one of the winners of the Super Sunday last year. She won a $50 gift card to Walmart, and she was ecstatic because diapers cost a lot of money. So it was diapers for Charlie. So she was thrilled. And Gary's like, okay, what do I do with it? Grace goes, Dad, you hang it someplace where you can see it so you know what you want. I mean, she could sell the tickets for us. We should get her in there. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. It really helps the winter go by.
It does.
And it's a lot of fun to see the winners. And you have the potential to win more than once because, we're throwing 26 tickets in there for you for every sheet you buy.
Actually, you could win 26
times. You could. It's highly unlikely.
We've had people win more than once.
We have had people win twice during the month. So we'll see how that goes. So Kathy, as Kathy said, she's generally at the senior center selling those tickets during busy times, maybe during a lunchtime, during, when the pool players are there, when, different groups meet, the bridge players, we got a lot of them on Mondays. We're going to be starting some new programs. We're going to talk about those right after the break when we come back. So, and also during, like our breakfast bonuses and our bingo days and so forth. So we try to, kind of have the tables always set up there, and we try to man that as often as we can during the month of January. So, and, obviously too, folks, it is a fundraiser for the Friends Group.
Right.
It's fun, and we love it when people win. But the bottom line is, we always have needs. We're always wanting to start new programs, and sometimes there's a cost to that startup, and that's when we're going to the Friends saying, gee, we'd really like to start this new program. Some programs are easy. They don't cost anything. We just, let's run it as a pilot. But others, sometimes the cost is fairly minimal. It might be, $25 or $50. But sometimes it's a little bit more. So, all right, let's take a break. It is 7:48. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial and WCPC cable channel 15. We have to do, an Auld Lang Syne. It is New Year's Eve. The version that I've chosen is Celtic Woman. I think it's the most beautiful version out there. So we'll be back.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And surely you'll buy your pine stone, and surely I'll buy mine, and we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. We too have run about the braes and poured the gowans fine, and we've wandered many a weary stop since old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. We too have paddled in the burn from morning sun till dine, but the seas between us broad have roared since old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
School. We're having them back.
They were phenomenal.
All right, let's talk. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial, and you're watching WCPC Cable Channel 15. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. My guest this morning is Kathy Millis. Kathy is the treasurer and clerk of the Friends of the Westfield Senior Center. I'm losing my voice here. So we've talked about the Friends group. We've talked about today is the last day of the membership special for $50. We've talked about the Beating the Winter Blahs fundraising calendar. So let's talk about some things that are happening, some new things that are happening at the Senior Center, some new programs. Sorry, got a tickle in my throat. Okay. So Kathy and I are all excited about this. So beginning on Monday, we're going to do this as a pilot project during the month of January, Mondays from 11 to noon. We are going to have beginner line dancing. We have Friday morning line dancing that's been going on since we were at the old senior center. Yeah. So literally more than 15 years. But, and we have a nice crowd for that. But it can be intimidating if you've never done line dancing and you want to try it because they're all pretty experienced. So we have a woman who stepped forward who does that class, and she is willing to teach a beginner class. So we're going to do it as a pilot. And so during the month of January, there's no charge for this. If we pick it up as a program, there will be, but that'll be starting in February. So if you just want to try it, it's every Monday from 11 to noon. No sign-ups or anything like that. The instructor is Jeanette Pierce. You just show up. Now, the only thing that you do need to know if you've never done a fitness class with us is you have to change your shoes before you can't wear whatever you wore in from the parking lot with the sand and the salt and everything onto that floor in the fitness room. It's a beautiful hardwood floor that we've managed to keep pristine for 10 years, and I hope to keep it pristine for another 10. So just bring a different pair of shoes to change into. So that starts on Monday, all the Mondays in January. Ballroom dance with Richie Mitnick, by the way, paid for by the Friends group. So we did this quarterly last year. So every 3 months, Richie would come in and play live music. People would come in and do ballroom dancing. It was very, very popular. So popular, in fact, that we're bringing it back and we're going to do it every month. So thank you to the Friends group. So Tuesday, January 6th. So that's coming up fairly soon. That's next Tuesday. That's why I wanted to get that shout out there. 1:30 to 3:30, no sign-ups. It's complimentary. There's no charge for this. All are welcome to come and dance the afternoon away.
And it's fun just to go and watch them.
It is fun to go and watch. And I believe our new assistant director is also going to be throwing some snacks in there. Because, she moved from the kitchen to the assistant director position, so there's food involved in everything. So that's happening next Tuesday. So right out of the gate, guys, Monday, you can call in for your tax appointments. You can take beginner line dancing, and the next day, Tuesday, ballroom dancing. And as Kathy said, it is fun to watch them as well. Art Unlimited. The Art Unlimited program is an art class that's offered twice a month. Generally, it's the first and the third Thursday of the month. However, because the first Thursday is tomorrow and the senior center is closed, Carol Ciron, who is the instructor, will be doing the class next Thursday, which is January 8th, and then the following, the 15th. So it'll be 2 weeks in a row. And just so that folks know, again, you do have to pre-register for this one because the class size is limited because the room is, only so big. There's no charge for it. Again, all of the supplies were paid for by the Sarah Gillette Services for the Elderly through a grant. So thank you to Sarah Gillette for that and their board. In the newsletter, Carol always lets me know what the project is, so people know what they're signing up for. So Thursday the 8th, they're going to be doing animal drawings using charcoal, and on the 15th, they're going to be making dream catchers using miscellaneous supplies. And the other thing that I love about Carol teaching this class is that she provides samples of what you're going to be making. Those are up in the display window. I put them up yesterday. Yep. So if you want to see, and I have to tell you, the sample of the charcoal animal drawing, I thought to myself, it looks so really cool. And I thought, I think I could do that with the instruction. As I really looked at it, I said, it doesn't seem as intimidating because I was like, I can't draw. But I think it was less intimidating. Yeah. So anyway, those two things are up, and they're always, the samples are always up in the front window. And then toward the end of the month, we have technology support. The students will be back from Westfield Technical Academy. They were off in December, but they'll be back in January on the 22nd. Toward the end of the month, and I'll be going through this as the program goes on through January. But we have our diabetes support and education group, again facilitated by Jen Jaffune and paid for by the Friends Group. So I'm throwing that out just so that people understand the magnitude of what the Friends Group does and how far that arm reaches. And very different programs. We're paying for entertainment over here. We also have Jacob Cordes coming. He'll be doing a Friday breakfast bonus on Friday, January 23rd. So that's paid for by the Friends Group. So you've got that. You've got the education for the diabetes group and kind of everything in between, Everything in between. The other announcement that I want to make is we have a program that started in December, and that is Friday morning pitch. So if you're interested in that, again, no signups or anything, low stress, just for fun. You can meet new people. It's Friday mornings, 10 a.m. to noon in the Learning Center, which is where we have all our card tables and comfortable chairs. And then Thursdays in the Great Room Annex, starting this, not tomorrow, but next Thursday, the 8th, we're going to be doing Mexican trained dominoes. And Reggie and Ed Ikmalian, Ed is a member of the Senior Center Board of Directors. He and his wife, Reggie, are going to facilitate that. We have the sets. I don't know. I have there's a little article in the Voice of Experience newsletter, so you can read about what that game is all about. But I guess it's really taking off in popularity. So,
yes, it is.
So we're gonna try our hand at that. So some new things happening, lots going on at the Senior Center. I know January can be a challenging month. But there's a lot happening. So please come and visit us, participate. We'll be doing more announcements as the month goes on. Kathy Millis, Treasurer and Clerk of the Friends of the Westfield Senior Center, thank you for joining us this second hour. Thank you for the information on the new membership. It's not too late, guys. You have, about 8 hours? The new membership closes at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And, of course, our gift card, our Beating the Winter Blahs calendar gift card is just a lot of fun for everybody involved. So come.
Thank you for having me, Tina.
All right. I will see you next week. Carol Palmer is my guest. She'll be doing her Live Your Best Life segment. I'm not sure what we're talking about yet. We'll figure that out. Carol and I will figure that out. Pete Coles is doing a countdown to New Year's starting this afternoon. So tune in to 107.5 or certainly WCPC Cable Channel 15 for that. Happy New Year, folks, and I will be back next week. Have a good one.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donuts shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.